Hello, and welcome back to. Okay, I was just seeing if the sound worked. Welcome back to 999. New week, new stuff to do. Last time we tackled the operation room. I thought it was a pretty fun escape. We were very clean in general. I liked I liked the banter with Clover and Seven. I thought it was one of the better combinations with banter. We got that whole mummy talk with Seven, which was fun and interesting. Still don't understand how that's gonna tie into the story, but we stopped at a pretty big cliffhanger where Clover was gonna talk about the experiment that happened 9 years ago. So, well, maybe. What if they just like Seven randomly interrupts and we leave without actually hearing about it? But it's gonna be a brace. Put yourselves in. Relax. It's gonna be a lore episode because this is the escape. We technically didn't finish. This will be lore, and then depending on the time, we'll see which of these two we go down. I try to. I mean, I like our route. I think this is the route you want to take if you want to do like this, because you get the bookmark, and I think I'm guessing without the bookmark you probably wouldn't have this talk with Clover. So lots of good stuff. So this is the bookmark route actually, but we don't know which one to go after that. So we'll see though. Anyways, let's start. Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
今から9年前、この船で何が行われたのか。
待て待て待て。この船で？
そう。この船で。
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
実験はある特殊な心理的作用を検証するために行われたの。
I could have guessed that, yes.
その心理的作用っていうのは目には見えないフィールドを介した共鳴作用のことなんだけど。
Ah, so it's literally the morphogenic thing.
目には見えない。フィールド？
Hey, is this hinting that Lotus was bullshitting and was a researcher on the ship, or at least a researcher of the field? You heard something like this before. Clover nodded.
例えばこれを見て。
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose part had been swapped with another mannequin. Oh, I just realized maybe this isn't actually, this Clover talk isn't... Actually, never mind. I was trying to say maybe it's not, route specific, because there was also in this one, Clover seemed like she wanted to talk to, but she did not. But we had the bookmark too, and we didn't get the option, so it's probably not, I guess.
ジョン君、これって本当にジョン君なのかな。
は？
All Junpei could think of was she has finally completely lost
ロッ
it.
クの靴下みたいじゃない？
I do not know what locked socks are, but I'm sure we will be filled in. More trivia.
テセウスの船とか。
I do not know either.
と
Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
知らない？今言ったパラドックスの話。
No, I'm not too good at trivia myself. Junpei shook his head.
そっか。
Clover
ロ
laughed.
ックの靴下っていうのはこんな話。
Locked socks.
今ここにお気に入りの靴下があるとするね。その靴下に大きな穴が開いちゃったの。順平だったらどうする？
I actually have a bunch of holy socks. I kind of keep them, but I guess the answer would either be keep them as they are, try to fix them up or throw them away. Patch it up or throw it away. I'm kind of a clothes hoarder, honestly. I would patch it up. But this is judging your life or whatever. Wrong choice equals bad end. I don't know, but I would personally patch it up.
次当てをするしかないだろうな。
Especially if it's your favorite sock.
どっからか別の布を持ってきて穴のところに縫い付けるんだ。
他のところにも穴が開いちゃったら、
また次当てをする。
さらに他のところにも穴が開いちゃったら、
また次当てを。
じゃあさ、そうして何度も何度も次当てを繰り返していって。
And by the time, and eventually in the future, there would be more patches than original sock. So could you really still call it your favorite sock? I think that's what she's getting at. Or just totally gone. I was just saying the majority is gone, but. Yeah, I understand the dilemma for once.
難しい問題だな。
It's an interesting question. I don't really know how to tackle it either. My original response, like my gut feeling, like what I would say just in the moment would be like, no. It's not, because there's nothing original left in it, but then it's like, it really just depends, I guess, like how much you value the spirit of the sock or whatever. Junpei crossed his arms. It's an interesting question. I like that, actually. Ship of Tessus. I don't know if it's supposed to be. I think she's saying it, Tessus. It's a hard question. It's like, well, there's nothing original left. It's still like. It's I don't know how to say it. Like in spirit it's the same though. Huh. It's a real thinker, I guess. God. I like this. I actually really like this thing. It's a fun dilemma. It's a brain twister. It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued. I'm intrigued too. Same taste, Junpei. Is it John or is it Lucy now? Junpei looked at the operating table again. It's like mainly Lucy. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Actually, it's all Lucy, right? Clover had been right. It was just like Lotsots and the ship of Tessus. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Oh yeah, it's like the whole body plus one arm is the original. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity resided in his heart or any number of eternal organs. And here they had both. Oh, his heart is also his own. Now it's kind of interesting because for a human, my gut feeling is the opposite. It's yes, even if a human had most of his body parts were removed and he still had his head and his heart, I guess specifically, almost feels like those are the cornerstones of a person. I would still say that person is John, but it's interesting. I guess it's just the value of a human, because like for a sock, right? You know, I'm not dissing your sock or whatever. I have some socks I like, um, but like the question of it, like, can it be like, can its origin as your favorite sock be replaced through a total modification is like, and I think that what it comes down to is the value of the original thing, right? Because even if you like, even if a real person, you know, has to like, let's say, change most of his body parts to prosthetics, you're still gonna say it's him, right? It's just like more hesitation or more pull to originality, more spirit is what, you know, saying if you care about the soft spirit or whatever, but you usually won't, but you usually would care about a person's spirit. There you go. There's my take, I think. Was that mannequin really John?
私たちもこの人形と同じなんだよ。
She looked at Junpei again.
だってそうでしょ。私たちの体の細胞だって日々入れ替わってるわけで。
True.
私の左腕の一部はサンマのタンパク質でできてるのかもしれない。順平の右足の一部は牛のタンパク質でできてるのかもしれない。さらに遡るとサンマや牛のタンパク質も別の何かでできてることになるよね。
It's pretty trippy.
そんな風にして私たちはつながり合ってるんだよ。目には見えないフィールドを介して。
Okay. The silence was broken by Seven. I understand. So she's saying like, all these cells connect us and they make us who we are, even if they're made from things we don't even know and stuff like that. And we didn't actually get any information too much about the experiment besides confirmation it is about psychic stuff, which to be fair I already predicted because it seems pretty a pretty obvious prediction from all the brain and sighted stuff. Like, you know, how we were talking about synchronicity stuff with Seven and June, which is also kind of like a psychic connection between chemicals. So, okay, at least that's solidly confirmed. It's good to have that. And it's good, and it does seem to be like mainly focused on the morphogenic field theory or whatever it's called, which Lotus knows about. So Lotus she's kind of feeling more sus to me than I thought, but she's obviously not the killer, and she doesn't necessarily have to be part of the experiment because it's probably not, if you believe her about her daughters, which I want to believe her because I like Lotus. But she might have been like part of something else, like the bitter non-experiment picture, you know. I don't know, whatever. Good tech, but not actually telling us about the 9 kids and stuff. Thanks, Seven. Seven's head appeared in the doorway. At least he gave us some time. He was not happy. Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on. Yep.
違うよ。そんなんじゃない。私たちはただ人形遊びをしてただけ。行こう、順平。
Thanks, Seven. Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression. Chill, my dude. Dude, I love Seven. He's hilarious. Clover was also hilarious. Dude, it's Sachi. I mean, I already liked Seven from the past stuff we've seen with him, but Clover's definitely going up on my favorite character list. She was hilarious with Seven. With a short laugh, Seven followed. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
よしそれじゃあ開けるぞ
Okay,
いちいち聞かなくてもいい。さっさと開けるか。その鍵をよこすかしろってんで。
分かったよ
relax. He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. Well, see ya. Escape cleared. It was already cleared, but now it's officially cleared. The door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there's no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door, that was it.
さてと行きますか
おいおい、なんだよそりゃ。じじいが散歩に出かけるみてえな言い方じゃねえか。男、他にねえのかよ。喜びを分かち合うような掛け声がさ。
ね
Junpei turned away from Seven, then took his first steps down the simple white hallway.
お兄ちゃん、もしかしたら殺されたのかもしれない。次に狙われるのは。
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was likely to follow him.
冗談じゃない喜びの声なんて
Boom. You found it! Naturally. They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked.
ここもか。扉があっても、どれもこれも鍵がかかってちゃね。
次のはどうかな。
The final door was hidden in a corner of the hall.
やってみるか
Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made a push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. Jumpy! He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions.
紫それにサンタとヤシロも
Yay! They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard.
おいこいつは一体どういうことだ
なんであなたたちがここにいるのよ
Hey, looks like we're faster than you. I mean, we are the puzzle you have the puzzle master on your team. Guess you can't help it.
なんでって言われても
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
ちょっとみんな、こっち来てもらえる？
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she had found.
これ。
There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. It's a map.
船マップだ
左上のところに C デッキとありますね。
このフロアのマップだってことかしら
7の扉と8の扉それぞれのルートをたどると今俺たちがいる通路に出るようになっているのか
In fact,
要するに、俺の言った通りだったってことだよ。
yep.
9の扉を見つけるまで、俺たちが離れ離れになることはないんだ。一時的に分離したとしても、必ずどこかで合流するようになってる。
Unless some of us die.
そうしないと、誰も9の扉を開けなくなっちまうからな。そういう風にできてんだよ。このノナリーゲームってやつは。
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
おいこの先ってもしかして
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to wariness.
マジかよおい
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. I think they did a similar scene and I was confused, but now I see it. It leads back to the infirmary.
とにかく 行きましょう。
そうだね。
They moved as one for the door
忘れるところだった。こいつは取っておかないとな。
into the back pocket it goes. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it into his pocket and followed the others. The six of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other five.
いいか、開くぞ。
Go for it. Slowly, all five nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each of them knew where they were.
やっぱりか。
They were just where the map had said they would be.
戻ってきたんだ。
Yay.
大病室に。
なるほど、話は分かった。
How are we looking? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, we'll speed read it, see if there's anything different.
君たち6人は2つの、そしてそれぞれ出口を
This should be the same, though. His brain's working fine. He's not looking groggy like in door number 3. Just as we zoomed through that. And, no, actually, probably because of Lotus and Clover there.
それにしてもなんだがな、必ず戻ってきて、確かに私はそう言っ
まあいずれにせよ。とにかくそのための鍵。
そのための鍵。
さっき言っただろ。僕なあ。
ああ、
ああ、例のだったら私たちも見つけた。はい。
They got the
Correct.
Earth key.
地球。
Lotus took out us, yeah.
私が持ってるとなくしちゃいそう。
ああ。
さて、これで未使用の鍵は3つになったわけか。
だな。手術室で見つけた。厨房で見つけた。そして今。
確か木製の鍵ってあの長い
そうだ、マップ。ね、
Feels pretty
大階段の周辺には
similar. I'm gonna speed. I do remember this. So they choose to go to the 3 with 7, Ace, and Clover. So now we split off. We unlock the Jupiter key. Or we unlock the door with the Jupiter key, which was open in the third ending if you missed it. Shit! Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here. Well, why not? No!
ああ。
Oops. You know, that's a good question. Junpei looked off into the distance thoughtfully. Lotus sighed and shook her head. I can't believe this. You guys follow me here, but you don't even know why. Junpei, you've got the solar system keys, don't you? Yeah. You did. You pulled them out.
土星の地球のか、これが。
順平くん、この C デッキ。そのエレ
Yes.
僕は
The Earth key.
地球のマークが。つまり順平くんが持っている2つ。
エレベーターを動かしたり A デッキ。
はい、そういうことです。
よし、わかった。二手に分かれよう。俺とヤシロは地球の方を調べるから。了解だ。この先がどうなって、とにかくあまり深入りは。
I think this is the same. We'll be careful with our skip though. I didn't think it would skip after the choice. Alright, turn it back. Jun was probably afraid of being locked up with a boy. Yeah, that was a funny response. I remember that scene. She was afraid because the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Jinbei realized he hadn't seen the elevators on the A or B decks near... He hadn't seen elevators near the central staircase. All of which meant the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks.
考えてみればこの下の階 D デッキは完全に水没してるんだよな。水没したフロアに向かうエレベーターか。そりゃ怖いよな。え、さっきこのエレベーター
So it just skips it because it's not wet.
ボタンを押してもすぐ開いたのはモーター
だよな。
です
だけど全く濡れてないだろ。
言われてみる
調べてみよ
調べる
う。ああ、こうやって。
Oh man. Imagine not choosing the top option. You lose so much comedy.
よし。
Pretty sure this is just the same. Seems very similar to what I remember.
下の
よし。
Alright, back to skipping. Put your speed reader on. You following? I'm not. I'm kind of following. Door 6. That's the door I wanted to go into, I think. I wanted to go in with the June one. I wonder what door I should go to then. We still haven't went into a room with Ace, which I feel like it's pretty important. It was 7. Oh, yeah, they found the body. Look at sad Ace. We're speed running. Don't mind me. Man, that's such a bait. Those letters on the walls, they really like made me think for a while, but turns out they're just for this room. There's some people solving the puzzle and do that. Should I?
あの9番の男が死んだ時と同じような状況に
I mean, maybe it's worth looking at the murder scene a bit. But I pretty much still, like, my opinion's still probably the same, that it's can easily be a fake corpse. The body, sea and blood, chunks of flesh torn from the body, tiny islands in a great red sea, spaghetti. I wonder if there's a way to, like, I don't know, never mind. Broken bracelet, so you don't know what number it has. Can't tell by the face, but it has Snape's clothes. It just, like, makes me sus.
やったまず犯人たちはってその9孤立したニルスになす術は
But obviously if what Seven's saying
奴は諦めなかった
is right, then it's not a fake death.
すがる思い出だ
And he is a detective, so
ネットで認知止めるにはそしてゲートをくぐってからその
I don't know.
なるほど。だから犯人たちなんだな。
Again, look at who can open the door with this. To open 3 you need 12. But you don't even need 3, you can have like I don't know, whatever. So yeah, Snake either faked it with Ace. I mean, Ace could have just done it too. Again, with Ace, the 9th man's, and Snake's bracelet. Kind of works. But so he's either, is there like a possibility that it's a fake death, but like Snake didn't do it? But no, I mean, I just, unless someone's holding him hostage, but like how and where would be a thing. You know what would be funny? Here's a huge brain thought. Let's say it was Ace, because I'm just trying to keep suspecting Ace until I see something better than Ace. Because again, Ace and Snake are the most sus, while Santa's like kind of there too. Oops. But you know how like, so in this run, actually I guess it doesn't work because Ace wouldn't know. I was thinking like in this run it was like 7, Ace and Snake or whatever, not us, that went into the rich person room, and you know how 7 lets you keep the doors open. What if like he's being like held hostage in like the high class room and nobody just knows, because they wouldn't check that, but like how would they get there? So maybe not, I don't know. I think it's actually a bad thought, because it could be the possibility that we actually went through that route, so Ace wouldn't know about 7 opening the doors, so I guess that thought's wrong. Never mind, I don't know.
ニルスを含めて3人以上は必要だ。犯人1人とニルスだけでは
You've heard this. Get me.
だから
We're speedrunning.
そういうことだ。要するに単独犯じゃなくて。
Oh. Okay. Yeah, someone did explain that the Aces thing was just a bad translation. But we know this game kind of has a bit of stuffed translations, so it's alright. I mean, we just skipped through that because we did both of them, and I do remember it, kinda. Now's the time. Oh yeah, they found the Mercury card in door 3. And this led us to 2, and that's why we went in there immediately with the... yeah, with the Lotus and 7. We should, oh! Let's slow down here. Alright.
念のため確認するが、各自自分の呼び名と入りたい扉の番号は書いた。
This is Junpei's rat strats to get whatever door he wants.
ちゃんと書いたわよ。
まさかこんなところまで来て投票とはね。
You have to see what the what team you want. I kind of want to go with Ace, but what if I just die if we go with Ace? Then it could be like going with June is the best. I kind of want to go with Clover too, to be honest. Or I want to send Clover to if it's possible, to door 2 to keep her safe. Be nice to bring like 7 with us so we have like all the muscle for whoever tries to kill us.
それじゃあまずは1枚目。一宮の希望は1の扉か。
ああ、その通り。
So Ace wants 1. That's the door that was opened by the Earth
時
key.
間がない。サクサク進めよう。次はサンタだな。ああ、書いてある通りだ。四つ葉1。
Clover wants 1.
セブンも同じく2の扉を希望してるな。
ちょっと待ってくれる？私は嫌よ。そこの法年祭のご神体みたいな。
ダメだ。
でも
諦める。俺だっててめえ。
脱出狂じゃないわよ。
ほとんど裸みてえな。
だったら何なのよ。
公衆道徳ってバーバーの干し柿みてえな体なんだ。誰も見たくねえんだ。
Baba.
殺してやる。
Jesus. We brawling. We thwacking. Lotus's hair flared out like the mane of an angry lion. Why am I reading that?
順平君、さあ今のうち。
ああ。紫。
She wants
6の扉を
certs.
希望か。
特に理由
I feel like this is the run, so I don't know which door is going to be the best one to get. Because I feel like the middle route's the one we want to hit for the true ending.
ということは、1の扉の希望者は一宮と四つか。
So we would. It's kind of weird because I don't know how they would mix up the other ones. So we can go with Ace and Clover. That's a spice one, honestly.
2の扉の希望者はセブンとヤシュ。
That's the brick route. Santa and June. Santa and June's also that kind of combination that I'm honestly a little sketch about too.
6の扉の希望者はサンタと紫。
I don't want Clover to die. She's my homie, dude.
ってことになる。なら。さてと、俺の希望は
Oh, this is a stressful choice. Do we want to go with Clover or Ace? Or Santa June? I'm like so sus of Ace, I want to go with him, but I feel like we could just be dead. But I want to save Clover because I like Clover. The last time, Clover was like, I think someone might be left behind or whatever, so we don't even know. Stick with June and getting confirmation on Santa. Stick with your waifu, Junpei. I think I'll just go with June. We can't even check our flow chart. Alright, fuck it. Ace. I feel like Ace might be key though. What is my heart of hearts is actually saying door 1, which is scaring me. Though I feel like I really should just go door 6. You know what they say. I was gonna say I'm gonna flip a virtual coin. Now let's go door 6. But will that solve the mystery? I'm going door 6.
俺の希望は6の扉だ。
I don't know. I feel like June also knows about that mummy stuff, so you might actually get more information on the mummy through that. And we'll get more Santa time. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Check? Does it show? It doesn't show, keeping me on edge. Alright. Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. It read Junpei door 6.
困りましたね。このままじゃ3チームとも希望の扉に入れないことになります。
私と四つ葉は1の扉を選んだ。
Why? 5 plus 6 plus 3 equals 14. Shit! No, I didn't even do my calculations right. Shit! We would have actually been able to go with Ace and Clover. I just bricked myself. Oh, fuck me.
俺とヤシロは2の扉だ。
だが2人だけではナンバリングドアを開くことはできない。
That's my bad.
数字コンボでいいじゃん。
Dude, that's hilarious. I accidentally chose door number 2 the first time. Just because I mischose. And then I missed math. I didn't even notice it was bad.
俺たちのチームも同じだ。
I just assumed it was good because door 1 worked.
俺、紫。だが3人の数字コンは5だ。
弱ったわね。
どうするか。
セブンとヤシロが1の扉に来たらどう？
Ooh. Okay, I'm fine with that, actually.
私はどうすればいいのかな。
決まってるでしょ。さっき1足りないって嘆いてたチームがあったじゃない。
つまりサンタのチームに入れと。
Oh, shit. And no one goes through door 2? I think we Brit the run. No, did we actually Brit the run? What do you even get from door 2? You don't get shit from door 2. Actually, you do. Do you? Isn't door 2 bad? What the fuck do you get from door 2? I don't remember. So we have Ace. Interesting. This might actually be the middle route then. Because no one's gonna get isolated in door 2. Because everyone dies, which means the two teams do eventually meet from door 1 and sit. So this might actually be good. I might have just saved the run because of my mismath. So me, June, Santa, and Ace. That is spiced up. Clover nodded, her face so cold and emotionless. I did kind of want to go with Clover just because she wanted to tell us something too. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one seemed to really ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable given the horrible situation which she found herself, but even so.
わかったよ。それじゃあ私は6の扉に移ろう。ヨスバが言った通りにすれば、誰もあぶれることなくナンバリングドアの先に進むことができるわけだし、反論の余地は見当たらない。
Didn't like Clover get bricked last episode? I forgot how that happened. I guess there was some switch around. I just don't remember. Not last episode, but the submarine route. She was like left behind or something. Well, I feel safe for Clover because I'm like so sure that Santa and not Santa, Seven and Lotus are safe, so they're safe together. I think we're in the spice zone with Santa and Ace on our team, and even June's a little spicy.
セブンとヤシロはどうなんだ？
I think Tudor just sucked, but I don't remember. We obviously got something. I think it was the key for the... I don't even know.
俺は別に構わないぜ。
私も。
それじゃあこれで決まりだな。
じゃあ行くから。
Stay safe, Clover. And Lotus. And Seven. You're all bros to me, kinda.
私も行くわね。
あ、気をつけてな。
では我々も行こうか。
First time with Ace. Let's see how this goes. Maybe my... I know it's pretty late in the game, but maybe my opinion will change of him. Which would be good for his sake, honestly. And Santa, too. It's a pretty important opportunity to get to know our boys better. Oh, I'm so scared to look at the flowchart. At last, Junpei and the other Sits had managed to separate themselves into two teams. Clover, Seven, and Lotus headed to A deck where door 1 was, near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. Alright. The ride to E deck was a silent one.
ここがいいデッキか。
I don't think I forgot about June being kind of weirdly flirty to Ace. That was weird vibes. Keep yourself in check, Ace.
この廊下の奥に扉があるはずです。
This is a spice team. I'm nervous. I'm way more nervous than I would... actually, that's not true. Being alone with Ace and Clover might have been also rough stuff. Santa's words jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Okay, new tech, new tech. You know I love the new tech. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6.
あれか3人ともいるな。ああやるぞ。
One by one, they put their palms over the red. With the soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. We're in. The door opened, and all at once the 4 of them leapt through it.
あったぞ、すぐそこだ。
That was easy. This is the easiest part. Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through. They gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on it for authentication one by one. Nice. Yep.
止まりましたね。
The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
ああ、いつまで経っても慣れないな、この感覚は。
俺は慣れたくなんてないな。こんなバカげたゲーム。慣れる前にとっとと抜け出してしまいたいよ。
右に同じだな。さっさと終わらせて。バカンスにでも行って忘れるのが一番だろう。
You know, you're probably rich Santa, investor.
確かにその通りだな。
With that, the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
最高。
Let's go. With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He dropped down to the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
頑丈そうな扉ですね。
動くみたいだ。
He was talking. My bad. He took the hold of the bar that served as its doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond it stopped him in his tracks. Whoa. That is trippy. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional but utterly tremendous.
おいおいなんだよこいつは。
Santa got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
すごく広いな。天井もやたら高いし。
It's tripping me out.
数フロア分はぶち抜いてそうだよな。それに横幅もすげえ。
もしかしたら船の幅いっぱいに使った空間なのかもしれないな。
あの巨大なかまぼこみたいな建物は何でしょう。
I don't know what a Kamaboko is. Jim pointed at the massive building in the center.
いや、まあこの上なくわかりやすい。
I don't know what a Kamaboko is. Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
階段はあるようだし、とにかく降りてみようか。
そうだな。この足場狭くて落ち着かねえし。
ですね。
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
近くで見るとかまぼこかどうかわかんねえくらいでかいな。
He said Kamaboko too. I'm out of the loop. I'm doodling Kamaboko. What, you're gonna tell me it's a spoiler? Kamaboko? Better not be a Kamaboko. Kamaboko is a type of cured surimi, a processed seafood product common in Japanese cuisine. Huh? Oh, I guess it actually does kind of look like I get it. It's just the shape of a shape of it. It does look kind of like a long, domey shape. Alright, Kamaboko.
反対側も見に行きましょうか。
They started moving toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
どうやらここは蒸気機関室のようだ。
Steam engine.
蒸
Okay.
気機関室
Made
こ
sense.
のマ
I
ッシュ
guess.
ルームを輪切りにしたような形の物体はボイラーだよ。下のところに3つの丸い扉がついてるだろ。そこに石炭をくべて燃焼させ、水を沸騰させる仕組みだ。
Okay.
蒸気機関車と同じだよ。それの特大版といったところか。
なるほど。
まあ、今は稼働していないようだがね。
The entire room was as silent as the grave.
それじゃあ手分けして調べ。
Oh, then all of a sudden Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees.
おいどうしたんだ。
What the heck? She's looking flustered. He dashed towards her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her.
おい紫。
It was then he noticed.
すごい熱じゃないか。またぶり返したのか。
そうみたいです。でも大丈夫ですから。心配しないでください。ちょっと休めば良くなると思います。
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
わかった。ほら、ひとまずここに座ってろ。
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as if she no longer had the strength to support it and drew a ragged breath. Her eyes were empty as if she was having troubles focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clenched tight as his knuckles his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
一宮、サンタ。ああ。
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
それじゃあ行動開始だ。
Alright, boys, let's do it for June.
てろ紫。すぐ助けてやるからな。
She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Well, we're not gonna do this, but is it Time of Destiny? Where are we? We're in the middle! It's the rod I wanted to hit. And we only really hit this because of a math miscalculation. Because I was kind of trying to dodge Ace, so that's hilarious again. As per usual, we're stuffing it up. But that's good. So this is like a lot more choices than this. And I obviously want to go this route because it's probably like more choices, more info. So hopefully we can hit that. But we're gonna take a breather there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I had fun, even though it was a lore episode. New tech, I'm excited. And yeah, next time we will tackle the steam engine room without Murasaki. She's on a break right now, but hopefully we'll get to learn more about Ace and Santa in this puzzle too, and maybe our opinions will change with them. Who knows? But thanks for watching as always, and I will see you next Thursday with the escape day. You know, I love my escape days, so that should be fun. But yeah, see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.